Throughout the cosmos, there are places, either planets or whole systems, that are beyond the reach of even the most skillful of pilots, locked away from prying eyes, by what we can tell, by the Pilots Federation, or by some as yet unknown protagonist. In this episode, we will be speculating on one such location, known as many names, the Pole Star, Lodestar, but to most of us pilots, we know this location by the name of Polaris, and even some pilots would refer to this location as the location of the Dark Wheel's coveted station. There are many stories within ancient human religious texts that refer to the location Polaris. Often, Polaris is regarded as the central body to the heavens, a meeting point for the gods themselves. In ancient Norse mythology, Polaris is often depicted around which the sky rotates, or as a nail holding the heavens together. Norse mystics believed that this place was created by the gods themselves, so that Polaris could hold the earth and heavens together. In Mongolian mythology, Polaris is seen as a peg that holds the world together, again placed by the gods themselves. In humans' early mystical beliefs, these central locations were vital within their respective mythologies, as they often believed that Polaris held the world together. In humankind's early exploration of their surroundings, Polaris was often used as a navigational aid, used by sailors of Earth's seas and oceans, guiding them in a similar fashion to a compass. Owing to Polaris's temporary location within the cosmos, referencing from the surface of Earth, it was vital for trade, exploration, and conquest until technological alternatives were invented. Polaris is often depicted in those times as having 8 points, representing the 8 cardinal directions of the compass. Skipping forward a few thousand years, Polaris played a pivotal role in the potentially linked universe titled Frontier First Encounters. Within the speculative literature of this non-confirmed timeline within the Elite Extended Universe, a nondescript commander was tasked with the salvage of a Fargoid transportation craft after the revelation that Mick Turner had been killed. This Fargoid vessel was located in the Polaris system. Upon dropping out of hyperspace, this pilot was confronted with a human military satellite located at the Third World's 4th moon. Upon destruction of this satellite, this mythical commander located their target, the Fargoid transport ship, and docked with it, which, using methods unknown to us, instantaneously traversed to an alternative star system, known within this story as Mythology. Within seconds, our pilot was surrounded by Fargoid contacts, and the commander, resisting the urge to open fire, was in short order contacted by a Fargoid lifeform who requested they dock with the Fargoid's primary vessel. According to the legend, our pilot made contact face to face with the Fargoid commander, who elaborated on the devastating effect that the mycoid virus had on the Fargoid race. This Fargoid tasked the pilot with a mission that would help the Fargoids recover from humanity's bioweapon, locating a vaccine at one of INRA's facilities in the HOTIS system. Now, as you probably already know, the Frontier First Encounter lore is not confirmed to have a foot within our own universe's confirmed history. Locations within these stories are sometimes not within our own universe. For example, the Mythology system is not a system that exists within Elite Dangerous. But one name of interest to our investigation is the name that you have probably already heard, Mick Turner. Mick Turner was a person of great importance to humanity's history, co-founding the empire alongside his partner Meredith Argent. His life prior to his political career was one of exploration and piloting skill. Originating from the Jones colony in the Isafa system, he was well regarded by his mentors and graduated with honours from the Pilots Federation Academy. In 3224, he spearheaded colonisation efforts in the Ogrea system on behalf of federal authorities. As a dispute between the then federal worlds of the Alliance sectors flared up, Mick Turner spearheaded this revolt and led several missions against federal military installations as well as Imperial forces. It was during these events that fate drove Mick Turner and Meredith Argent together. Together, they led a resistance and drove federal and Imperial forces from their systems and formed what we now know as the Alliance. After the war, this newly formed republic established its borders and formed civilian and military organisations to defend its borders and supply the Alliance with minerals, food, technology and weapons. In 3237, Turner and Argent pioneered efforts to reveal a once deadly but purposely forgotten enemy of mankind, the Thargoid hive mind. They led efforts in scientific and explorative fields and set up Argent Aerodynamics Amalgamated Limited or AAAI. In 3237, AAAI debuted their first vessels, and by 3252 they began work on new types of exploration vessels, namely the Quest-class long-range exploration ship, for which was custom designed to locate the Thargoid race, who had not been encountered publicly since the events of the First War. As this vessel was completed, Mick Turner test piloted his custom-built vessel into the Pleiades Nebula, which he would name Turner's Quest. Mick Turner would never be seen again, was pronounced missing in action and lost to time. Although Polaris is closer to the bubble than it is to the Pleiades Nebula, its role within the hypothesized history of humanity and possible future events is interesting. We do not know if our galaxy's creators intend on confirming that the events in Frontier First Encounters was not myth and was an actual event within our own history, nor is it known that myths of the past have been used to shape future events. What is curious is that currently the Polaris system is blocked off from the public, once again the words future content coming to mind. This location's connection, both in its mythological roots and its historical events to subjects that are mentioned within the Raxxla Codex entry, is fascinating. Polaris's connection to mythical locations that are regarded as navals or central locations within the cosmos could lead us to discoveries that would shatter our perception of what we understand to be galactic history, ours, the Thargoids, the Guardians and others, which may gaze upon us with envious eyes. The origin point of the Thargoids has not been made public, and it is not known if humanity has any kind of insight into this. You may notice that Thargoids paint an image of what seems to be Barnard's Loop on their ships. Although it is known that the Thargoids are more often than not encountered near this location, it is not known that this is the origin point of the Thargoids. Some pilots, historians and scientists even doubt that the Thargoids are from the Milky Way, either being a race whose origins lie within another galaxy, or that the Thargoids have interdimensional origins. As we may speculate, the permit locks throughout the galaxy are there to prevent prying eyes gazing upon humanity's secret history, one example being the HIP 22460 permit, where at the cost of their life an agent leaked this permit to the general public. A map of Polaris was also leaked to the public through methods unknown. We know that the Polaris system is comprised of 2 stellar bodies being orbited by 7 gas giants, themselves containing many moons. One such gas giant is also known to contain 8 moons, although 2 of these moons do in fact orbit one another. One other fact that I wish to present to you is that for many years, signals have been detected emanating from the Polaris system. If you point your vessel to the Polaris system, you will hear her call, like a siren from the void. Those pilots who speculate on what lies beyond the Polaris permit log speculate that there is some kind of gateway located there. Polaris's connection to other elements of the Raxxla Codex entry are used as a potential hint for the Raxxla mystery and its potential connection to the Dark Wheel station that is thought to orbit the 8th moon. The Dark Wheel are speculated to know the location of Raxxla and keep it secret, either to protect humanity or to protect the location itself from public knowledge. It is worth mentioning that the organisation known as the Dark Wheel are now thought to have been eliminated or are in fact hiding from those that covet their secrets. The organisation that is located in the Shinra Adesra system are thought to be some kind of copycat organisation or some kind of cover mechanism created by true members of the Dark Wheel. An incident a couple of years ago, Turning the Wheel, proved this, where an organisation who were friends of mine initiated a true reaction by trying to change the BGS and were themselves squashed. I wonder if the Dark Wheel found something in Polaris, not the location of Raxxla itself, but some kind of indirect connection, some kind of gateway, technological device, or some kind of archaeological site that was of great importance to themselves. It could just be the case that the Dark Wheel were based from this location, and that within their space station they gathered knowledge that was of great importance to them and those who seek to traverse the gates of heaven themselves. My own thoughts on this subject are this. I doubt that the Polaris mystery has a direct connection to the Raxxla mystery. I do not believe that Raxxla is located within the Polaris system. Its connections to the Thargoids are too extensive for me to believe otherwise. I have made my own thoughts clear on what I believe to be the location of Raxxla, but these videos are not intended to get my point across, and my point alone. I would happily concede my belief if someone was to present to me evidence to the contrary. With these thoughts in mind, I do think, however, that there could be some kind of gateway, Thargoid facility, or the Dark Wheel station itself, located within the Polaris system. It could be in fact a mixture of more than one of these speculative ideas. If our galaxy's creators intend to use any of these supposed alternative timelines, then they may choose to use some elements that we have discussed. They could explore the idea that the Thargoids come from set points within space, and although there may be more than one of these points within the galaxy, that the Polaris Gateway was of specific importance to both the Thargoid hive mind and those members of humanity that first set foot within the Polaris system. The idea that Raxxla is connected to some kind of gateway is a well-established theory. It would make sense if the Dark Wheel finds some kind of object that would allow instantaneous travel from one point of the apple to the other via some kind of explorable witch space corridor. The Dark Wheel could lock off this location, not the Pilots Federation, and would prove to us that it's not only the Pilots Federation that controls these permit locks. What do you think is in the Polaris system? Drop a comment below I am interested to hear your thoughts on this. Thanks for the watch. I would like to thank the new members of the channel, Commander Tanith, Space Clips and Bandy Bushido. I would also like to thank our backers over at Coffee, Sergio Commander Monarch, Commander Rogue, and again, Bandy Bushido. Super chat thanks goes out to SMaxim96. If you like this video or dislike it, please feel free to hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Make sure you also hit the subscribe button if you have not already done so. Doing this will grant you the Polaris permit lock. There is a members version of this video if that's your thing. Memberships are below. Also, I have a coffee if you would like to support the channel and get your name on the next video. Also below. If you're looking for a Discord to hang out at, maybe you have theories that you would like to share, or maybe you have a desire to explore more information in regards to the Raxxla mystery. If so, there is an excellent group of like-minded individuals who seek knowledge. Their goal, the discovery of Raxxla itself. Link is below. Until next time, Commander 07.
You try